What's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot at K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 246, and we're recording on the last day of July.
Oh my goodness.
2023. Oh my goodness. I'm Doug, and joining me today we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
As a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, and join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. All right, the Afterhours State of the Nation segment this week. We got a couple talking points, but it's nothing super structured. I want to mention a couple things in K-pop, though, so there will be some K-pop thrown in, but it's not going to be like anything formal. So you could stick around for that if you want.
Open discussion.
And then in terms of an announcement, I want to give a shout out to Shizume for making a donation on PayPal. So shout out to them.
Ooh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, big new releases this week. We got two of them. Infinite with New Emotions, ITZY with Cake. The third song that almost got covered was the New Jeans ASAP thing.
Yeah,
but it's more of like an outro. So
Yes.
yeah, we decided not to. I'm also suffering like a tiny bit of New Jeans fatigue, if to be honest.
That's fair, honestly. It's been a whole month, basically.
Yeah, it's been a lot of it. Yeah. But let's talk about Infinite New Emotions. So they are now from Infinite Company. So they're originally from Woolim, but then after they all started going to the military, they all started to like piecemeal leave Woolim, right? So now all of them are out of Woolim. They got the rights to the name. I believe Woolim just gave it to them. They're like, thanks for being with us all this time. Cool.
Songyu, I think, was a
Yes.
big part of that.
And now Sungkyu's like the main producer, and they started Infinite Company. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
It's the whole original lineup other than Hoya, who's 100% focused on being an actor. So it's everyone but Hoya's in this.
Oh, that's crazy.
This is kind of good, right? Like,
to be honest, okay, I feel like it's been a minute, right?
It's
Last
been 4 years.
2019.
Oh my goodness.
2019
I was in
February.
Expectations were low.
Very low. Yeah. It was like, oh my god, it's gonna be a bunch of old dudes singing. But
Well, they are the sound is somewhat mature, I want to say, but there's still an essence of what I want to call the infinite sparkle, like the infinite sound that I'm familiar with. So I feel like it's a tentative step into a new direction without really like doing a 180, you know, like completely switching the concept or anything.
all right,
I
I
like
looked it up. I'm older than two of them, but the rest of them are older than me. So yeah, these are like my people right now. Yeah, for a group that's been out of like the K-pop scene for like 4 years, they came out with a song that's very like in the meta of what we're going with lately, right? It's one of those songs that has the bass guitar chorus, which we have seen in a couple different applications, but what still stands true regardless of time is their talent in singing and dancing. It's all still there, clearly. Did we like this bass guitar chorus? Am I the only one?
No, I liked
feel
it.
about it.
That was great.
I thought it was nice. I think a big aspect of the song, and I think it also happens in the chorus, is that there's a lot of like addition to, like it builds up as you go. So like in the beginning, it was very, very minimal, and then we added a little bit more in the background and a little bit more and more, and then in the chorus, do I want to call it an anti-drop? I don't know if that's...
Yeah, no, I think that's an
anti-drop.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. And then at the second half of the chorus, we added a little bit more of that guitar that we mentioned, or a little bit more. Was it synths? I can't remember, but it felt like it had more background sound to it, make it more deep. So I feel like I like how they structure that they kind of started simple, but then went in and added more elements to it.
It's a very bottom heavy arrangement, right? It's a lot of bottom heavy instruments, like the bass guitar, like you guys are talking about. It's a very plucky bass guitar that's like kind of being looped around, and then besides that, there's also this vocal chop. The bop 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 bop. That thing is like, it starts out as the vocal chop, and then later on they add the bass line onto it. It's the same melody, just in a different range, and those two together, they work really well. It's simple, it's clean, it's minimal, it's really, really organized. And by keeping all of the instruments on the lower range, it gives a lot of room for the members to, you know, like fully take control of the mid to upper range, right? So that's a clean, organized, really good mix and arrangement there. And it really brings, I think it really brings out this like kind of like refined, clean, but also kind of like
Yes.
sexy, like
Very cool.
right, like this, like you, like the guy who wears like common projects and like
The
a suit,
suits.
kind of. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, no, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Shiny
yeah.
shoes.
The guy who sexually rocks the 5 p.m. shadow to the office, like that kind of guy. That's the kind of
I don't know
vibe.
about that, but
Ooh, okay.
And then on top of that, the drums are pretty simple too, right? It's like a pretty clean, like downbeat, 4 kicks on the 4 beat kind of drum. Again, all of this is pretty simple, but really effective. Going off of a vocal chop is not something you see too often in K-pop. So like they're definitely playing true to the K-pop like meta of a sound, and it really works to their benefit here, right? That's what I think, because if they brought out doing the same exact stuff they used to do for instance like Chaser, for example,
I'd be okay
yeah.
with that though.
I
Right?
wouldn't fight it. But like,
So if you don't know, Anita and I have been massive proponents of Infinite and their legacy as a
Infinite's
group. We
great
talk about this
discography.
whenever we talk about older groups. Anita and I always mention how underrated Infinite is.
Hmm.
We do it all the time.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a little less familiar with their music. Maybe I feel this way.
I'll go further. They have a song called "Be Mine," right, which is probably one of their most
Be Mine,
memorable
yes.
songs.
Which is called Nekohaza in Korean, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Go
yes.
I would
Da.
it's in my
Yes.
like top 10 all-time favorite K-pop songs.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Top 10.
It's in my top 10. Like I can't name the other 9, but this is one of the songs.
But it would be there.
Like my whole time listening to K-pop, which is probably like 2008 to now. This is in the top 10 of songs that I really like.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know it's super dated now, but like
It is,
at the
but-
time though, this was fire, right? And, you know, like so good. It came out in like 20.
2010.
It came out
11,
2011, July
2011.
21st. Yep.
If you ever like go to the Infinite discography wiki page, right? From like 2011 towards the end of 2011 to 2016, they released like 12 songs or so, and I think only 2 of them weren't in the top 10.
Whoa.
Wow.
So they did pretty well, and
know.
people just like forget this group. They were kind of lost in between Gen 2, Gen 3 groups, right? Somewhere in
I agree with that.
between
Yeah.
like those groups, and they just kind of got lost in the sauce. They're kind of like Neymar is stuck between Ronaldo, Messi, and Haaland Mbappe, right? So Neymar's good, everyone likes him, but legacy-wise, he's probably just gonna be like, well, that guy was good, you know?
Right.
He did win the Olympics, which was a great moment, right?
But that's different.
But
Also, like, if I think of to the other end of your like Mbappe analogy, Mbappe has rivals, but he doesn't actually have like a rival like the
You
same
mean
way.
Neymar?
Sorry, Neymar. Yeah, Neymar doesn't have
Yeah,
like a rival, unlike Haaland, who has like Mbappe and like the guy over in Liverpool. If I think of Infinite, sure, I think of Teen Top as well, but like.
Okay. Yeah. that's
was
fair.
Teen Top really the Infinite rival? I don't know. No disrespect to Teen Top, but like,
it was more like
you know what I mean?
Contemporaries.
It was more like EXO, Infinite, VIX, like those type of
Yeah,
groups were all
there
kind
was
of
a lot
around
of-
at the same time. But they all liked each other. There was no beef, from what I remember.
Yeah.
At least
It was
on
like
screen.
it was like a really peaceful time, at least on screen.
Right,
But
at least,
from what I
yeah,
remember, there were all
superficially.
those groups around, and like they all kind of were just chill. Teen Top was on there too, M Black. All these type of groups were around at the time. Yeah, dude, all of them, and they were all just kind of doing their thing, and then yeah, it's just it's what it is.
Isn't M Black a little bit earlier than them?
They're a little older,
A
I
little
think.
older, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but
Same
not by
thing
much.
with like same thing like 2 p.m. was still releasing stuff. You know, it was sort of
That's
around
true.
that time as
They
well.
were.
Yeah,
Oh man. See, this is like my
time.
black hole in like K-pop listening history.
exactly.
Oh,
Like,
right.
2011 to 2015. Like I was like
Ah.
madly
That's
listening
what
to
you-
it when like Beast and like M Black was active, and then 2 p.m. was doing Heartbeat.
Oh, yes.
And then I have like
Heartbeat.
I know they did a party song at some point 2 p.m. I don't know.
Hands up. Hands up? Put your hands up? I think that's what it was.
Is that
2 p.m.?
the one with like the red music video?
Yeah, they're like in
Yeah.
a club.
Yeah. See, that's
And
where
we
my
had, like,
knowledge
yeah, and,
stops
like,
all of a sudden.
Block B, like that's one other group that gets forgotten.
Oh, Block
Oh, Block
Zico, yeah. Block
B1A4, right? All these
B1A4.
groups we're just all kind of around, and like they don't have these like big legacies that you would associate with other groups who did really well.
Well, I mean, I don't know. So the album is called Begin, right? That's what this album is called.
It's a new chapter for sure,
right? It doesn't sound like it's a one-off thing as far as I can tell. If I'm reading the press release, it sounds like they want to kind of keep this going as a kind of like a reboot, restart thing kind of point, right? Unlike
Go for it.
where like Kara, for instance, it seemed like that was like a event that was happening.
And I know it's not the best metric, but like Infinite won 44 music shows.
No,
That's fair.
if you think about
they're
that's
a
a lot.
top 20 most winning group, right? They're above like Mamamoo and Sistar and Wonder Girls, 2PM. They're above them.
Wow.
Oh.
It's a very significant group. It's just like, people just don't really remember. It's not on the tip of your tongue when they say like, oh, who were the good groups back then? But I'm very happy for them to do this type of thing. I feel like they chose a song that really fits the era. They could have like fell in the trap of doing one of the older songs that people would have been like, man, this is kind of dated. Like these dudes have not been around since 2019. But I think that Sungyu, who I believe is working as like the head producer or the decision maker, kind of knows what he's doing. He's been around. He's been listening to music recently. He's like, we gotta release something that's kind of modern, or else we're just gonna be stuck in the past.
He had a solo project not too long ago too. We didn't get to cover it, but I know he released music by himself as well, which is cool. I like that groups get to do their own thing eventually. Like after the passage of time, right? Like maybe like members leave, they come back, but like if they really are in it for the group and for the music, I think it's always exciting to see like what are they gonna do next. For this particular song, I agree. I feel like it was a good way of like reintroducing an audience maybe to Infinite and to their sound, but with a more modern take. There were parts though, and I think maybe this is too much in the modern take, where since this song is quite short, it's under 3 minutes. But now this is the norm. I did feel like my instinct was like, okay, here comes a bridge. Here's gonna be a high note. This is where
you would get any of that.
It's all out. But no, it wasn't there. And I feel like a part of me still wishes that they could include that somewhere or incorporate it in a way, even if it's not a bridge. But I don't know. Maybe that's just not the structure we have anymore for songs.
I was full on expecting like Dongwoo to go off and do like a rap verse, and then like there would be like a little R&B bridge,
a dance break,
and then like it's like explosions into the third chorus where they're like, yeah, do one of those, and like,
and it just didn't happen, right?
Nah,
it didn't happen.
I'm not too frustrated about it because the entire song is like kind of low key. It has that kind of low key presence throughout the entire song.
Yeah.
Is that completely satisfactory? Like, am I like, like feeling full at the end of this feast? Not really. It feels like I had some tapas, you know what I mean? Like, one of those like restaurants where like you pay like $13 for like each small plate. You get like 5 to share among 2 people, and you're like still kind of hungry at the end. That's kind of what it feels like.
There's room for more, for sure.
Yeah. So you go get like ramen afterwards or something. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Hey, on their official channel, it has like 2 million views in the first 14 hours.
That's good.
Great.
I'm very curious to see what their album sales are going to be, considering they're like a group from 4 years ago. I would be curious as to what the final number will get, which we'll have to see because I don't think the number's out yet.
Can I wrap this part up by reading the final line of their press release?
Yes, do it.
What is
Infinite was always ing in the times they were not shown, and they will always be ing together as 6 men.
ing?
Oh, it sold 33K in the first day. So not a massive number, but also not a terrible number.
That's a good number if you think about the era they come from.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm still caught up. ing?
Ing?
Present tense. They're
okay.
They're in the midst of doing. Yes.
They're doing. Okay. Good.
Okay. Maybe that didn't sound as cool as it did in Korean. You get the idea, though.
They're still in it.
They're not done. It's infinite. There's no end to this.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, no end.
Okay. Or move on. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, you served up a good one there, Warren. Now let's serve up some cake. So we have Cake.
Shut up.
From JYP. Last two songs were the two pre-releases, None My Business, Bet on Me, and then they released Cheshire a while back. But now that we got Cake, right? This is the title track. This is what defines the group for the era. Honestly, I'm okay with this. I was fine with this. I don't know. Something... Okay, maybe they did repeat Cake way too many times.
Cake.
A little bit.
But I kind of like the energy it was coming with when they did it. Especially like Yuna and Ryujin were really killing it. And then we got the Yeji singing chorus part thing that happened.
Yeah.
Which was like a bit... They really did this like high energy into Yeji part over and over again, right? That was like the build they were going for in the song, which, you know, I like that. It felt like it wasn't just a one-dimensional high energy song. I kind of felt like we needed those little rest periods with Yeji singing, and I thought.
So if you look at the chorus, first part is Yeji, second part is Leah, right? That's like how these choruses are sectioned off, especially in the first and the second run. If you look at Dala Dala, that's the same structure they have. Structurally, this song reminds me a lot of Dala Dala. And this kind of leads me into thinking this feels like a soft reboot for ITZY a little bit. For instance, the chorus is very major melody line. Ba 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 ba. It's like a very happy melody, very synth heavy chorus. And then the rest of the verse is a little more rappy, it's a little more like playful. It's a little more minor key. So there's a bit of a contrast between the verse and the chorus, and the verse kind of serves this purpose of building into the chorus pretty much. And that's how the song gets away with having such a short build up. The whole Yuna section where it suddenly does like pum 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 and she's just like dancing, doing that cool thing in the red outfit, you know what I mean? That was a killer section, by the way, great section. So in all of that feels very reminiscent for me from Dala Dala. Especially if you think about the crown choreography, and then you think about the there's a conveyor belt section and motifs in the music video. Like all of this feels like they're clearly giving signs off to, okay, remember Dala Dala? This is Cake. But on the other hand, it also feels a lot more mature, if anything. Largely because the song's a lot more slower, and it feels a little more low-key in terms of energy compared to Dala Dala or Icy or like even Loco perhaps. But I don't hate it. I don't think they're definitely not going for like a super high energy moment in these tracks. And I kind of agree with you on that, Doug. It definitely has a good level of high energy instead of kind of like making the same
balance.
mistake where like Cheshire felt like it was kind of screaming in my ears a little bit too much.
There's something about the Cake part where they say it 5 times. Cake, right?
It's a piece of cake, cake.
It reminded me of GOT7 Just Right. Yo,
Right.
It reminded me of that for some reason. I kept
I can see
thinking
that.
about both of those songs. I don't know. Even though the songs in general are like different vibe, different energy, something about the repeating the same thing like 5 times in both of those songs really like felt similar to me.
I will say though, for me, because it started, maybe it was the position of the introduction of that part, of that hook, right? I thought it was a little, not jarring, but like, I felt like, oh dang, we're starting off with the hook, like the repetition, and I almost feel like it was a little overwhelming at first. And then hearing it throughout the song, I kind of got used to it. But I think at first I was like, oh, why? A lot of repetition. I feel like we repeat quite a bit, and not just that word. That motif follows throughout the song. But I agree. I feel like the energy was really nice. And overall, I thought like the concepting and message throughout was kind of nice too. Like I feel like, like in essence, right? Like not taking yourself too seriously and like pressuring yourself, right? I feel like that was kind of the vibe they were also going in with this release, maybe, where it's like we're not trying to outdo ourselves, like, and put that pressure, but just release the song, have fun with it. and not make it so intense, maybe, because I feel like that seemed to be the case for a lot of their title tracks previously, where it was very like high energy, maybe a little overwhelming, but this kind of paced itself a little more. I thought that was nice.
No, I agree with you. It's definitely staying true to the ITZY color, right? It's definitely sharing a lot of thematically to like I think you briefly mentioned the lyrics, like if I go back to some of the early ITZY songs, not Loco or Mafia, there were a lot of songs about I am different. Here's a list of how I'm different, right? That was a running gag in the show. Yeah, like I'm different, you know. And I used to complain all the time. Well, tell me how you're different instead of telling me you're different. That was like a running gag back in the day. With Cake, I actually appreciate the message a lot more because they're saying it's easy. It's a piece of cake. Sure, and they find different ways to say that throughout the verse and whatnot. But on the music video, it seems pretty clear to me. Like it's not easy. Like
right, there's mess ups, mistakes, things come up.
Like the bird, especially near the end where like Chaeryung is like walking through like the factory.
Oh
and, like,
yeah,
the white pigeons like with the reflection panes like start like running into her. Like it's clearly not a flippin' piece of cake, but they treat it as is, and there is two layers to this where like on one level it's kind of funny because you know it's ha ha ha, you know it's not a piece of cake. On the other hand, it feels kind of badass, you know. I mean, it's like look, you know, it's like hey, we're us. And I like
get it done.
Right, like it's a message that comes from their attitude instead of the attitude being their message. Do you kind of see what I mean? Like there's a bit of a derivation. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. And it kind of goes back to how I thought about the first two tracks for this comeback as a pre-release, because we really appreciated the message for the first pre-release. What was it called?
Bet on me.
Bet on me.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, this is like an outlook song, you know?
Yeah.
It's like things can be difficult, you could be struggling, but it's all cake, you know? We're just gonna do it.
Right.
Just eat it.
Right.
I just gotta bake some cake.
Yeah.
I kind of like some of the scenes in this music video. There was one scene where they had like stormtrooper aim with these guns. Like they were just missing them while they're dancing.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
I remember that.
I don't know what was going on there, but it was kind of cool.
Okay. I'll be honest, I have no idea what's going on with some of the scenes in the music video. Like, remember?
I agree. They were filming a movie with a big purple pink dude at one point.
Oh yeah,
right? Yeah.
That happened.
And then Yujin like kicks up a chair, and then it's like spinning midair.
It goes. And it lands perfectly. I'm like, oh shit, you know, they got me hyped.
Dude, it's a superconductor. That's what it is.
And then there's a doll with like a M90 machine gun shooting at them, and like they're missing. But then it hits Yeji's Dalgona.
Oh yeah,
she drops.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know what's going on in this music video. It's crazy. If you know, explain. Please let us know. We could figure out what was going on here. I don't know. I was just a little overwhelmed.
Yeah, I almost had it where maybe I don't know if it was the fact that it wasn't really comedy, but like it was a lot of like mishaps going on, right? And like you gotta get through it and you gotta make it look easy, even though it's not. And it gave me like a Disney movie vibe where it's like the characters, you know, trying to get through it, even though it's a lot of stuff just gets in the way, a lot of obstacles.
Okay, you mean Disney movie as in like
kind of funny, not necessarily like dire.
You mean Disney movie as in like you mean Disney movie as in like Disney Channel movies, right? Not like
Disney Channel. Yes. Like an original live action thing.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think maybe it was also like a set where there's a lot of like backup dancers in raincoats where it's like sunny outside and they're just like dancing, and I don't know, it had that vibe. But I don't know. I think it's something different.
That's how Disney Channel movies always end, right? They always end with "Hey, we did it!" and all the friends in the class comes out and they're like, "Hey, you know, you did it! We did it!
Like it's like only 4 people in your party got knocked out and went to the hospital, but we did it, guys.
The power of friendship, you know. Like,
we only burnt down the school, guys, but we did it."
I know what you mean, though. Cool. I know what you mean. It does feel like they maintain that kind of like teen-friendly energy from Sneakers, if anything, and I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
I don't hate that either. I don't hate that. I like this direction. I was just not a fan of the last couple of eras. We all know this. I'm kind of okay with this. I think we're starting on a new foot again. I'm pretty excited. I thought that all 3 releases leading up to this were also okay. I'm excited for ITZY and what they got cooking. Because
maybe this is like a hot take. I think this is at least my 4th favorite song from ITZY.
Okay.
Ooh,
At least,
Okay.
if not somewhere between
that's
3 and 4.
high up there.
Yeah,
and there's
Yeah.
9 title tracks.
so I'm thinking of Dala Dala,
Icy, Wannabe, Not Shy,
Not Shy.
Mafia in the Morning, Loco, Sneakers, Cheshire, Cake.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, this is like the first time in a hot minute for a whole comeback era I've been very excited about ITZY, and I feel like they delivered on that, and that's a good thing. I not been too high on them as of late.
I had a lot of doubts.
Me too.
They have been killed.
They killed it.
Killed my doubts. Killed my doubts.
Okay. Other big new releases this week. Saturday released Stay. Monsta X Shonyu and Hyungwon released Love Me a Little. ITZY released My Color. New Jeans released ASAP, the video for that. Kawaguchi Arena, the girl from Girls Planet 999 who didn't make the group, she released Cosmic, which was a Galaxy Z Flip 4 ad song.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Mm.
GOT7 Yugyeom released Lolo. The Wind released Summer Vacation. Soju released Aloha featuring Bora. So Bora rapped on a track.
yay.
Oh wow.
Zykers released Kung, and Treasure released Bona Bona. All right, Spice King. Last week, New Jeans Super Shy entered the Hall of Spice, picking up its 3rd crown. Second place
cool.
was New Jeans ETA, and 3rd place was ITZY None of My Business. New candidates are Infinite New Emotions, ITZY Cake. My chart is ETA first, right?
Ooh.
Let's go.
Ooh.
Second place, you know what? I'm going to put Cake in second place.
Ooh.
Oh.
And I will put Infinite in 3rd.
Ooh, look at that.
That is my chart.
Okay. I don't have a very different chart. I also have in 1st place New Jeans ETA. I really like this song. I've been watching a lot of the live stages. Very nice styling. Very cute. Second place, I'm gonna give it to Infinite. New Emotions. I think I'm liking a lot of the stuff that they decided to come back with, like staples in their sound that I really love. So I'm glad that they're trying it out with this modern sound.
Anita, what did you have in 3rd for a second?
Not yet. I haven't said yet.
Oh,
Um,
what did you put in 1st?
ETA.
Oh,
Okay, I knew I missed something. Okay. that
Yes,
makes sense.
ETA, Infinite. 3rd place, kind of a game time decision.
Uh-oh.
But I will give it to ITZY's Cake.
Ooh.
Put it in 3rd. I feel like the hook wasn't as catchy as I thought it would be at first listen, but the more I went back and I saw the performance as well, I'm kind of getting into it a little bit more. The dance is also very nice. I like the point dance that they have for this one. So yeah, put it in 3rd.
I do agree with you. Chorus is not as catchy. But that is part of the reason why I have not become sick of it yet. And I'm referring to the part that comes before cake. As for cake, I used to not like it because, like you, Anita, I heard it. I was like, I don't know if we should start the song with cake. But you know what? I kind of like it. I've grown to like that part too. It's a second place for me. Second place in cake. ITZY Cake second
okay.
place. That puts me Infinite with New Emotion in 3rd place. I can't complain. It's not like incredibly out there, but hey, I'm looking at what they did, and I think they did everything they need to do to make a proper good K-pop comeback in this kind of era.
Right? In these times.
In these trying times.
He's trying to.
These times.
I just wish it was a little longer, but hey, that's all right.
too.
That leaves me with one of the songs of the year, estimated time of arrival, ETA by New Jeans, on 1st place for me. That's a banger of a song. I don't need to talk about it too much because last week I ranted about how good it is already.
banger.
Yeah, it's a banger. I understand if you're pissed off about the brass, but like it's a percussion. Just
It grows on you. It grew on me.
I'm telling you.
I kind of agree too.
You guys thought I was crazy for putting it first.
They've been using it on some of the variety shows I watch. Kind of works.
Really?
There we go.
Oh.
There we go.
Kind of works. Okay. Gochu Gang. First place, ETA, 46 points.
There we go.
Let's go.
Second place, None of My Business, 39.
Ooh.
And then in third place, there was a tie between Infinite New Emotions and Cake, so we'll give them both 1 point.
There we go.
As a result, Infinite, third place with 6 points.
Yay.
Second place, we got ITZY Cake with 8. And in first place, New Jeans ETA picking up double crowns this week.
Yes.
Watch your ATA. Watch your ATA.
Next week, though, they do have some competition, you know?
Are you telling me
Girls
ITZY is in
Review.
competition?
Mamamoo Plus, Kwonunbi, Somi, The Boys, you know?
Oh
All
my
kind of coming
God.
back at the same time. All right, finally, we're at show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
Yes, we have a couple. First off, Jungkook with 7, one on M Candle and Inkigayo. So he has 3 total wins with his solo debut. Then we have NCT Dream, ISTJ. They won on Show Champion, Music Bank, and Show Music Core. So 3 wins for them. And then finally, Zero Base 1 in Bloom, 1 on the show. So 3 wins for them as well.
Okay, that ends part 1. SojuTalk episode 246. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, we are back at it with part 2 of SojuTalk episode 246, where we're going to cover some news and events from the past week. Yeah, I don't know why I said it like that. But first thing, was it today or yesterday? Yesterday. Okay. SM Entertainment announced plans for upcoming 7-member boy group. We knew this was going to happen, but we have the name. It's called Rise with 2 I's. Debuting in
Rise.
September, Instagram of Rise will launch tomorrow, August 1st, introducing the members of the boy group. Rise uses the combination of the words rise and realize. How do you feel about this name? Initial reaction, Anita. Rise.
Well, I didn't. We were talking about this, and Doug was kind of talking about it, and I didn't realize. I didn't realize what he was referring to, and I feel like it's such an interesting name. I don't know. I feel like doubling the I is trying to separate it from like the literal association with rice, like the food rice. I think.
Wait, no, I did not think
That's
of
what
that.
I thought. Like I feel like it purposefully trying to double that I because it's very similar. Like sound wise, it's the same rice.
So the members, I don't know. I'm looking at the Kpopfandom.com wiki, the K-pop wiki. They have all the members listed here. We knew 4 of them.
we knew a
5. We knew
couple of
5. Sungchan,
5.
Shotaro, Eunseok, Seunghan, right?
Okay.
And then we heard that Chanyeong, who was the son of Yunsang, right?
Yeah.
He's going by Anton. Is going to be his
Anton.
Anton. Is
Okay.
going to be his stage name reportedly.
So he's
Wow.
confirmed now.
Yes, and then on this website, don't mark my words, but this is what this website's telling me. There's a Wonbin and a Sohee, even though I thought that's more of a female name, but apparently there's a Sohee.
Oh,
So he was
interesting.
trending on my Twitter feed for some reason. People saying like, this is going to be a popular person based on his face.
Yeah, so those are apparently going to be the 7 dudes, and they're going to debut this thing in September. Very exciting. It might mark the start of a new era.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean,
it's been a minute.
The last SM boy group was Neo Culture Technology U127 Dream. Compared to that, Rise sounds like a good name to me.
Yeah, I don't think the Instagram is up yet. I'm trying, but I ain't getting anything. But I tried, guys. It'll probably be up tomorrow. So
We'll
No,
see.
not yet, but soon.
okay, so that's the SM news.
Rise is one.
Next thing. Oh, we got more of this 50-50 Attract, the giver stuff. So Attract has reportedly applied for trademarks for 50-50 name in the US, UK, China, and Japan, and it would become increasingly difficult for the group to promote abroad under the name 50-50 without their consent.
Dang.
So that's kind of shitty from 50-50.
They're closing the doors,
Not from
basically.
50-50, from Attract, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of shitty from them. I got a little more shittiness on the other side of this scenario, though.
Oh boy.
Oh,
So the
no.
givers admit that some of CEO An Sung-il's past education and work history is incorrect.
Yo!
They apologize for any
Oh.
confusion this may have caused. So earlier in the day, a news agency, TV Daily, had an exclusive report saying that he had faked some of his credentials, that he and that he lied about his job history,
This is
and that
not
he
a
lied
good
about
look.
who he worked with, and he was telling people he's from Warner Music, even though he's not. Yeah.
Fabricating information. No.
yeah.
Oh boy. This
You could look into this, but like people were just saying, like, man, it seems like this guy has a history of just like lying or embellishing
Yes,
things.
it's not adding up very well.
This is interesting.
Dang.
Yeah, no, he claims to be from the business school in Chungang University. Someone looked it up, and he was not anywhere to be found in the alumni list.
Yeah.
People lie about this. I'm just not sure why people lie about something that's so easily like fact checkable. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
this is kind of stupid.
Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, and apparently he, even as recently as after 50-50 broke out, he was introducing himself as a former Warner Brothers creative director in an interview, even though he wasn't.
Warner Bros. Creative director.
Yeah, Warner Music Korea or Warner Bros. Yeah. So I don't know. Okay. Yeah. So that's happening there. We don't have any news about the actual state of the girls' contract or anything like that. So we'll just have to see. But I'm just feeding you the tidbits I see every week. Okay. That's enough for that. Next one. Okay. Luzemble. Guys, this is a new name you're going to have to
What
get
is
used to. Luzemble. So, in the year of great chaos, Hyunjin, Yeojin, Vivi, Gowon, and Haeju, formerly known as Olivia Hae, and crew sheltered in the Luzemble, a spacecraft. Here they are, preparing for a long voyage, searching for their friends. So, one of the what's the company name that has 50-50? Not 50-50. That has triple S in it. What's the company name, guys?
Modhouse.
Modhouse, right? So Modhouse signed 4 of the girls, or 5 of the
Right.
girls, something
Yes.
like that. Another company signed like the majority of everyone else. So Hyunjin, Yeojin, Vivi, Gowon, and Haeju. They're gonna re-debut them as a group called Luzemble.
Assemble.
Interesting name.
What a
People
name.
think it just means like Luna assemble, and they kind of shove them together. and
Oh,
you get
oh.
Assemble. Yeah,
Luna Assemble.
yeah. I don't know about the name. I'm excited about the event though.
As far as
Yeah.
I understand, the article might be a typo because I'm also finding reports where it's spelled out as LOOSS.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is a more recent one.
Oh, that's even more.
So it's
Insinuating.
Luzemble, Hyunjin, Yeojin, Vivi, Gowon, Haeju to release new album. So
Wow.
I don't know
so
exactly
they're-
which is the correct English spelling of it,
Right.
but the group is called Luzemble.
Luna Assemble.
Okay. I don't know. I rarely think it's a good idea to give yourself the identity of something that is longing after the identity of something else. If that makes any sense.
Hey, this is happening though. So we're gonna have we have
Okay.
Odd-Eyed Circle Girls, we have Hasu, we have Heejin in the one company, and then we got 5 girls in this company. And then we have Chu doing her own thing, and then we have Eve trying to figure it out as well, right? So that's what we got.
Well, you know what? It kind of reminds me of the early days of Luna, where everyone was kind of on their own, kind of doing things together, kind of all under the umbrella of Luna, but not quite at the same time until they actually debuted. Feels like this time it's not really voluntary anymore. But I mean, it's kind of feels like Marvel Phase 2 or something. You know what I mean? Like
They are in a new company called CTDENM is their label.
this is true. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll
so
see.
that's happening. We'll have to see. It's exciting, regardless. Next thing. So, okay, Starship has filed civil and a criminal lawsuit against YouTuber Sojang, who defamed IVE members in the past by continuously spreading false info. They will also take strong legal actions against other cyber wreckers, with no plans on making any agreements. So the term cyber wrecker is pretty much like a YouTube channel or some kind of SNS that more or less is like a tabloid. They make these outrageous claims. They say like they claim things that aren't true or based on falsehoods in order to spark controversy and attract viewers. And this Sojang person was one of the most notable of those type of tabloid YouTube channels, and Starship's gonna sue them.
Dang. I mean,
No, go. Anita, you should go first.
no, I was gonna say I know there's equivalent of those in English as well. But yeah, I guess if it's very, very serious, like false information, like misinformation, purposefully trying to put down public figures like that, like I guess it's good that they're taking some action against that.
It's really good
Curve
that
it a
they're
little.
no. It's really that's really good. I know it's been translated as wrecker for some reason. I think the correct translation should be tow truck. As in like
truck,
people who are like towing around scandals. That's translated as lekka in Korean cyber lekka, which is a wreck car. So wreckers, I guess, kind of makes sense. These are people who will just make up lies all the time just for views.
Yep.
Like
For views.
I'm talking about like complete lies out of nowhere. Like I'm gonna talk about soccer for a second. 'Cause
No
that's-
substance at all.
Right. Like people are like, oh, like there was a moment where Son Heung-min, a Korean soccer player in Tottenham, was not doing super well. These people were making false, completely made up stories about how the Tottenham leadership is in connection with the Japanese government, and therefore they are not using Sani to its fullest potential. There was, you see what I'm saying? This is complete fake news.
Yeah.
Sojang in particular, also known as 탈덕수용소 in Korean, was one of the worst feckers in this kind of.
Yeah. I've seen this their YouTube before. I was like, it's outrageous the stuff they're saying.
Yeah, like if you're an army, you probably hate them to their flipping guts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a good thing.
This is
Shout
really
out
good.
to Starship. They also shut down their YouTube channel already though, so that's the first step here. But then they're gonna sue them for all the stuff they made in the past. Okay. Next thing, the boys, Anita, will reportedly make
Boys.
3 comebacks in the remainder of the year, with
my
their
God.
second full album divided into 3 parts. So if you are a fan
Wow.
of the boys, you're gonna be eating a lot of content in the next
That's a little weird
5
when you put
months.
it like that.
However, yeah, they're gonna be baking a cake of content. Yes. Next
Trilogy.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, can we talk about this Queendom puzzle? Right?
Oh my.
They had
Okay.
eliminations. I'm not really watching the show, but I'm not gonna spoil it for who are still watching. But they have a name for the group that's gonna come out of this show. L's up. So you gotta throw your L up and take a big L, apparently, to be in this
No.
group. Is this not like top 5 worst names about like based on initial impression ever?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is just like one is like sounding it out, right? Like you can kind of sound it out. Maybe like it doesn't sound that bad. L's up, okay. But the way it is written is so confusing. There's letters, there's numbers, a plus sign.
Is this not total ass of a name? L's up.
Look. Just for our audio listeners, I want to make it clear. It's spelled the EL7Z space U plus P.
Yeah, dude, it's I don't know. It's like Elon Musk was naming a K-pop group.
Oh no.
That's basically what it looked
Bloody.
like.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
what to
pretty
say.
bad. It's pretty bad.
L's up, okay.
I mean, there's I don't blame Koreans for not knowing the context of what L might mean, like taking on L. That's like a slang term Korean people might not know. I get that's you know what, that's whatever. How do I read that shit though? Like what
It's so hard.
Dude, I have no clue.
what is the point? Like I don't understand. Like this is
It's terrible. Is it not? It's pretty terrible.
it's awful.
I'm assuming there's meaning behind this, right? Like there must be a reason why there's a 7.
There's
and
gonna be 7
U
people
plus
and it
E.
spells out puzzle, kind of.
Oh, backwards? Like if you mirror it, you could see puzzle.
Oh my god, it does.
Yes.
Oh my, I did not know that.
Oh really?
Oh my
That's-
god.
Okay, you have to tell me that because I would not know.
It's still bad though.
No,
dude.
it's still
Yeah.
bad. It's still bad.
Yeah,
Just because that works doesn't make it any better.
so this is happening. Yeah. We'll just leave it at that. Next thing. Kang Daniel has a concert film. Kang Daniel My Parade. It's going to premiere on August 30th in around 30 different countries. Through this film, I want to express my gratitude towards the people that have come to see me, Kang Daniel. Wow.
Wow.
All right.
It's a cool poster. Have you guys ever watched like a concert in a movie theater? Like those, like one of these types of movies?
not.
I have not.
No.
No frame of reference if this is good or not. But
But I know that it's been popular. Like I've seen a couple of K-pop groups do this, right? Blackpink has a huge one, I think, of like their tour. I think.
I do think I did read an article a while back saying that this is gonna be a more of a common format going forward because it's from a movie theater and a movie producer perspective. If you have been keeping up with the movie industry, the number of sales has been kind of declining.
in Korea, they're doing terribly, right?
They're
The
doing
movie
awful.
industry.
Yeah. On the other hand, movies like this are bound to have a lot of audiences who will go watch 1, twice, 3
Already.
times, 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, if the fandom's big, they're bound to come. So, sounds like someone was predicting that this is gonna be like a new norm going into 2024. So,
Okay.
we'll see what happens.
All right. Next thing. So Keita from Cypher is confirmed to join a group of trainees is confirmed to join. Well, whoever wrote this tweet, number one, I don't know what they translate here. He's gonna join a group of other trainees who didn't make the team at the end, who didn't make
From Boys Planet, yeah.
DB1, right?
Uh-huh.
And they're going to make another group. He's gonna
Yes. Great.
Okay, so kind of like IBI off of IOI.
be yeah.
Yeah.
Or JBJ.
JBJ.
ABJ. Yeah, he's gonna be in one of those type things.
Okay.
Good.
That's
Yes.
good.
Good
Yeah.
for Keita.
He released a single with PH1, and now he's gonna be in this type of group. This one might have some residual popularity, right? Considering Zero Base One sold 1 million copies, I feel like this group could sell over 100,000, 200,000.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it'd be good for them.
Good for them. Next thing. Woollim Entertainment announced that Alex has departed from Drippin'. He had been on break since last January due to health reasons, and his contract with the company has been terminated. So that really sucks for him.
Okay,
Well,
that's
best
So that
of
one
luck.
happened there, and then we had another
Yeah.
departure, Craxy. How do I pronounce his name? Chei, I think.
Chei?
Che, I think.
Che has left the group due to the company's decision, quote unquote, and they will continue on with 4 members. This was my favorite girl in this group.
Oh no.
I don't know.
Interesting wording, but I hope it ended well.
It is
you know?
Chei.
Mutual.
So Chei. Yeah, she just kind of randomly left. People were very surprised at that, and then they're gonna have a comeback soon or something. So just randomly happened.
Have you-
Next thing? Oh, have I what?
As a quick aside, are you gonna cover the Woollim stuff today at all?
What happened?
There wasn't it wasn't a big scandal or anything.
Oh.
So the Korean equivalent of Glassdoor, there's a site where people leave reviews about their experience as employees.
Ooh. Let us know. Let us know.
There was a lot of tea spilled about Woollim Entertainment, with a lot of negativity in the reviews. Lots of 1 stars. Apparently, I'll give you the TLDR. There's an article out on All K-pop if you want to look into like what people wrote. Like it's a very pretty fair translation, I think. But it sounds like for the most part, The older folks are bullying the younger folks in the company.
Oh no, what?
There's a lot of clear favoritism towards certain artists, towards certain, administrative members. Not a lot of good future.
And a lot of 1-star ratings here. God damn.
Ah, great.
Yeah. For the most part, all these people, like, obviously you gotta take it with a grain of salt, but it sounds like some of the older folks are not doing a great job of keeping up with the changes from 3rd to 4th gen.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So
It does. They've been struggle city as of late.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Next thing though, aespa.
Oh.
Right? They're releasing better. I'm gonna make sure this is an album. I forgot to look this up.
I can look it up while you talk about it.
Yeah, Better Things. So something is releasing from aespa on August
Ooh.
18th.
Oh, wow.
So
Coming up
just
soon.
pre-order and save. So what is this specifically?
aespa
I'm
is
trying
going to
figure this
be
out.
a second English digital single.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, Better Things.
Exciting. I'm excited.
visual.
I want more aespa content. You know, I'm a fan of
Yeah.
aespa. And I just want to see more stuff from them.
Yo,
So we're gonna get it. That's cool.
That like little GIF, like a preview GIF. That looks
I
like
played with those.
Yeah,
I
like
played with that growing up
I
too,
know.
dude.
it's like too Y2K for me.
For some reason, I remember sitting in the bathtub one day doing that when I was like 4 years old. I don't know why. Why would I bring that to the bathtub? But I did. I remember though.
Because it's
Yeah.
technically waterproof.
Okay.
yeah.
Next thing, Everglow on their official Everglow staff thing, right? Twitter page coming soon, August
Poster?
18th. It's confirmed.
Oh, that's very soon.
What? That's still happening?
Everglow is happening, y'all.
Oh
Gonna get
my
it.
goodness.
We
Oh,
got
also,
it.
look at Mia's hair. Have you seen this?
Oh my god, it's short.
Oh shit.
Have y'all seen that? Yeah. So this is happening, dude. I'm very
Let's go.
excited.
Okay, here we go.
All My Girls is what it's called, dude.
Oh my girl.
All my girls are
Very
present for this
exciting.
comeback.
Next thing. IVE will be making a comeback in October. So
Oh
that's
my.
also very exciting if you're an IVE
Yes.
fan. Let's see if they could keep up this dominance that they're on at the moment. Stacy World Tour is happening.
Stacey
Oh.
girls.
Seoul, New York, Chicago, San Antonio, Dallas, Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Taipei, Hong Kong, Singapore, and more.
Hey, yo. October. I'll be in town October 11th for New York. Stop of the tour.
Stacy World Tour.
Hey,
do we
yo.
have like ticketing, or do we have like the venues? Got that yet?
Not sure.
Hope it's easier than twice to get tickets. That's all I'm saying. Good.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think we have any direct tours yet. I mean, not the tour info yet, so we'll have to see there. But it's exciting. And then finally, Dreamcatcher going on another tour. They're hitting up Montreal, Toronto, Cincinnati, Nashville, and Orlando.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Look at
So they're going to Canada for 2 stops, and then they're going to Cincinnati, Nashville, and Orlando.
this is a very interesting lineup of locations.
That's what I thought. That's all we really got in terms of news. Next week, in terms of music, Unbi, Zykers, 9i, a group called BXB. I'm not really sure who they are. Mamamoo Plus, BB Girls, that re-debut, technically.
Oh, here we go.
Brave Girls, Limelight, Somi, The Boys, Dongbang Shingi's Yuno. That is what we are getting next week.
BXB is apparently short for Boy by Brush.
Boy by
Yes.
brush.
Boy by Brush. What a name.
Okay, that ends part 2. SojuTalk episode 246. We'll be back with the State of the Nation, where we're kind of just having an open discussion. We'll say some crazy things. We'll see you guys then. Bye.
Bye.
3, 2, 1.
And here's an extra special shout out to all of our Fiesta Patreons on patreon.com. Bagel, Charles, Cotton Ball, Delmonic, Ellie, Irvtron, Gogu Mama, Honey Pools, Yokab, Liam's Games and Toys, Luke Daniel, NJ Parks, Tier, Siu Sumi. And thank you for joining SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. And special thanks to our Discord server mods: Jacob, K Music Erde, Koala, Max, No Bias Luna, Tuggles, and Wolf297.
All right. What are we doing, Warren?
All right. We're doing a casual classic state of the nation today. I thought it'd be good to kind of center the conversation around like a central topic today, though, instead of like just like going all over the place. Have like a common ground of a jumping off point. So like, what is your phone wallpaper?
Get it going?
Yeah. Sorry. What you say, Anita?
We're getting it going with an opener phone wallpaper.
Yeah, it's like we're doing an icebreaker. It's like an icebreaker question, even though we all know each other very well. Like, I know Doug has 2 ears and 2 nostrils that function really well, right? That's
Oh wow.
See, I know Doug really well.
Yeah, buddy.
Deep knowledge right there.
That's some deep stuff, dude.
I don't know who wants to go first. Should I go first?
I saw an
for it.
image. I didn't know this was your wallpaper, Warren.
Me? Okay.
Oh yeah, let's
Yeah.
see that. I don't know what
All
yours
right.
looks like.
So, oh shit.
Because yours is very
Oh,
relevant.
I don't know. It's like that. Okay.
Oh god, where'd you go?
Okay. This is
You
my
have a
wallpaper.
New Jeans wallpaper. Oh
It's
my
a.
God,
It's a.
you-
Okay. I found this online.
Whoa.
It is a.
That's crazy.
It is a New Jeans rabbit holding one of the recent World Cup soccer balls, but he's wearing. They are wearing last year's Arsenal uniform, and it says Gunners at the bottom.
It's cute.
I found it online. I was like, oh, this perfectly fits.
Very niche too.
I know it fits my perfect interests of Arsenal, like Premier League soccer and K-pop. Like it's a perfect cross in between.
Kind of funny.
I did go to the there was an Arsenal friendly match in New York last
Yes.
a week and a couple days ago. This was the Sunday before last episode. So it was like a friendly match between United and Arsenal. I think I paid like almost a little over $300. It was like, God, I was like,
It was expensive.
This
It was
is
expensive.
expensive as hell. I was like, man, like it's like really fucking worth it. That was fun though. It was really fun because I've never seen these folks in real life, and it's like, oh man, like I get to see the coach manager be really angry in real life at the bottom of the at the bottom
Front
of
and
the
center.
thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Was he angry?
Dude, he
hella
was
angry?
constantly angry. Like I don't blame him because like
Oh no.
okay, like now I'm like a lot less emotional about it, but like I was like kind of pissed off a week ago because like it was clear like they did not want to play. Like I could tell. Like they're just walking around, and like here's the thing. I know it's a friendly match. I'm not going in with like World Cup high expectations over here, but like
They were getting cooked.
yeah, and like in the other friendly matches, they were a lot more excited to play. So like
Oh, bad luck, I guess.
Yeah, I know.
Bad day.
Even United. I mean, like other than Lissandro, like I was like, like do they want to play either? Like
I've been to a friendly game before.
Yeah?
Like some dudes just mail it in.
I don't know. Like
Like I don't want to get hurt. I'm chilling.
That's true.
that's true. Maybe
Yeah, I
that's the way to
guess.
go about it. So like we lost against United 2-0. So there I am, like all sweaty, like at the end of the game. I'm like kind of sad, but like not actually sad, but like kind of sad, like on the train home. And one of the trains like takes a 15-minute stop. Like it just halts in the middle of the tracks. No data, no Wi-Fi. Phone is about on like 7% battery. I'm like scared to turn it on
no.
now. I know my way back to the thing, but on the other hand, I need my phone to like tap the thing to get on the subway.
pay.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I'm like,
Oh, that is true.
yeah. So like this was the moment I realized I can navigate way my back home, but I can't actually take the subway back home if I don't have it. And then I'm like sitting between, I'm like standing in the I'm sitting between two couples on the train who are like for some reason they're making out in the middle of all this.
Wait,
my
really? No cap?
No,
Oh my god.
so this was after like way after I left the stadium. Like this was in the subway part of it from like from Penn Station to LIC, which is where I live. And then eventually it starts moving again. I'm like, okay, this is good. And then like at a certain point, I forget when, somebody with a clarinet hops onto the train. And like, when you're in NYC, you see people busk on the subways every now and then. Like, that's not a big deal.
Oh, I'm not a huge fan, but yes.
Same. But like, here's the thing. You don't really see clarinet players too often on the thing.
New, something new, you know?
And he hops in and he plays the most depressing ass waltz from Old Boy. Like, you know, the ba 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 ba. You know that one?
Yes.
Da, 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 da. He starts playing that of all things.
Was it an Asian guy?
No, I don't know. I don't remember that part. But like,
Oh, okay.
he just plays this depressing ass song. I'm sitting there sweaty, kind of depressed from the game, also kind of depressed because I'm sitting between like two like couples who are very excited about each other, and I'm like,
Hey,
my
they
God.
gotta get in, giggity.
and like I really don't think I'm one of those people with like a main character complex in New York City, but like I was like, man, like it really feels like one of those days, like where like it's not really
Everything going
well.
bad.
Yeah. Then I get off the train, and like I'm kind of feeling bad about all this now, right? And I'm like, man, I really want to feel better about myself. And then on the staircase out of the subway, I see an old couple, and they have this huge big box with them. And I'm like, hey, do you guys need help, like carrying that up the stairs? And the old man looks at me in the eyes, and he starts squinting. He's like, no. And he takes the box up and starts like walking up the stairs. He's like struggling up the stairs, but he's doing it. And I'm like,
Oh my God.
I was just trying to be nice. Like, why are you angry about me trying to help you?
Damn. He didn't want your goddamn help.
No. It's all right though. I went home and had chocolate cake, and that felt better.
Yay.
I'm a simple man.
So you had a weird experience day then.
It was a weird
man.
experience, but like, I
It
mean,
was an off day.
other than that, I think it was a fun game. I liked seeing everybody in real life. Although I could barely see them. I know their numbers, so I know who's who. Also, I can tell like, you know, the white people apart from the black people. So like, you know, like, I mean,
All
it's
right.
not too crazy. Yeah. Anyways, that's the story behind my Arsenal and Eugene's wallpaper. Everybody who sees my phone now, they're like, oh, they're either like, wow, that's a cute rabbit, or they're like, wow, you're a Eugene's simp, and I'm like, oh, well, I don't know what to tell you.
Damn.
All right, who wants to go next? I pass off the baton.
I can go next. Mine
Yeah.
is, I mean, there's not much of a story behind it.
It's nice. So, describe
Yes,
what it is
here's
for the
one.
audio listeners, please.
Right. So my wallpaper is from a screenshot of the film Spirited Away. I think it's pretty popular.
Is it
right?
from
It's a-
Spirited Away? Oh my god. Okay.
It is. It's from Spirited Away. It's an animated film, Japanese film. Studio Ghibli is very popular, I think. People recognize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite movie from the studio, from the director, and I don't know. That's kind of why I chose it. I ended up actually editing the photo though because it wasn't long enough. So like if you see it's a train, and there's a reflection of it over the water. I had to draw like paint with Procreate to kind of lengthen it a little bit, like match the colors and kind of make it match at the edge of the screen. But yeah, that's it.
I like the tonal gradation over here between the.
There you go.
Gradation.
Yeah, it was the top part's a little more green and the bottom part's a little more pink. Is it bad if I've never seen Spirited Away?
Yeah, we have it.
Okay, here's the thing.
You
I've
never.
seen, there's something I've seen that Warren hasn't seen, guys. It's Spirited Away.
You haven't seen it. You haven't.
I've seen it.
Okay. Here's the thing. I've seen Spirited Away. I have, but I haven't
Have
seen
you?
it top to bottom in a full run.
In parts.
I've seen parts of it on TV growing up every holiday season, because they used to play it on TV in Korea. So that's how I've seen the whole thing. I know what it's about, but like every time I watch it,
like
it's like, what's gonna happen to her parents? I guess I'll find out after I go do my homework. You know what I mean?
wow, you should definitely see the whole thing. I mean, I guess not kind of relevant info, but the studio is pretty much not gonna produce the same type of films anymore. I think Hayao Miyazaki, who directed Spirited Away, has directed his last movie, and it came out this month
In Japan,
right? Yeah. So
Interesting.
yeah, you have time. Yeah, there it is.
The Boy and the Heron, or How Will You People Live in Japanese.
Right, they changed the title in the U.S.
I mean,
for U.S. marketing.
I'll be honest, like the title, How Will You People Live? Is that a really marketable title in America? I don't think so.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
How you people will live.
I heard an alternate title. And I don't know if the translation is because it's based on the title name, right? It's based on a Japanese book called "How Do You Live?" Like asking. I think it's more of an open question, right? Like, how do you live? How does one live?
Oh, is that the official title of the translation title?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because I think it's based on that title of the book. I think it's not based on the book, if I'm right. Based on like the marketing material I've read. So I don't know anything. They did no promotions for this film either. Just interesting. No trailers, no nothing.
This poster was it. This was the only.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. We'll see when it comes out in English. What's going on?
Honestly, like I've heard like very interesting things about how people have been receiving it. And I'm like, I'll be honest, like even though I've seen a lot of anime, I'm like not a huge Ghibli person. But I'm just this curious because of this weird marketing shtick they've done. And all the divisive reviews that's come out of this. A lot of people are complaining that it makes no sense, like the whole movie. But then again, like
very mysterious film, I guess. Yeah.
But then again, like nor did Ponyo. Like if you think about it, like
well, there was structure there. I think it was. You could kind of.
Y'all are getting very specific.
Yeah.
Peel it back.
Well, that's Ghibli for you. All right. Anything else you want to talk about, Anita, while we're at the or in your thing?
No. I mean, talking about films, I haven't got into it yet, but recently in my public library, they got a copy of a film that you mentioned a lot, Warren, Decision to Leave.
Oh yeah.
So I've been meaning to get to watching it recently, but I have it. I will see it sometime this week. I don't know. Also a very interesting trailer and film. Like I have no idea what this is about. I'm going in blind about this film.
Maybe that's something you can do in the future. Is like all of us can like watch a movie and like have a discussion and the after hours, like
a movie review.
Yeah, like a movie thing. How did you feel about this? Did you like it? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, go watch it. It's a good movie. Decision to Leave. Great movie from Park Chan-wook, the director of Handmaiden, and a bunch of other stuff. So
that's it for me.
There you go. All right, Doug. How's your life? I like your Jordan hat, by the way.
The Michigan.
Yeah.
Go blue.
Rip an M. Yeah.
Okay, so there's two phones here. I don't have a burner. That's not what I do. But
it's not. Nobody assumed that.
Right one has a Death Star on the top right. I had a Samsung Galaxy 10 SE, I think, something like that. What is that the name?
S10e, Galaxy S10e.
S10e, yeah, which is like the cheapy version. I got it in 2019, and it was like the cheapest one. I was like, I've been using that up until this week.
Yeah.
This week, my case, because it's an older case, it was a little bit off.
Oh no.
Like a tiny bit off.
Yeah.
And then I dropped the phone.
Oh no.
And it dinged the corner on the ground. And it cracked the screen. So I was like, well, I had been meaning to get a new phone, so I got a new phone. The left one.
Hey.
I now have a S23.
Oh.
Which is the current generation of Galaxies. Yeah. Normally I have a funny story. last year, my dad, my mom, and my sister were all in the same plan. They all got new phones.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I was at home. I was designated that day
I know this
to
story.
stay home
Yeah.
and wait for the delivery person because it was an expensive phone, so you have to sign off on it, right?
Oh, yeah?
You have to receive it in your hand. They can't just leave it.
Right.
My mom was outside. We came home for a midday break from our work. She was outside, cleaning the car, whatever, in the garage. And we saw the I think it was FedEx. We saw the FedEx truck coming down the street. And we're like, oh, great, the phones are here. Fantastic. The FedEx person proceeds, let's say if my house was number 60, right?
Yeah.
The FedEx person stopped at house number 58, next door to us.
Yeah.
Went up with a package, knocked on the door. No one was there. They came down, got in the car, and just left.
Good Lord.
They couldn't understand the difference between a 58 and a 60. Which, yeah,
Dang.
I was so pissed. You have no idea. I watched this person come down the street. We were waiting for them to come to my house. They go next door, try to deliver the phone, and then they just left.
I want to.
And then they lied to us, saying that they'll come back, and they never came back. And we went and picked it up in person.
Here's the thing, right? Like, I've been to Doug's house. It's been a while, but I've been there. And I have a vague recollection of how his house
It's
is like.
detached houses. It's
It's not like New York or anything where like every house is like pulled together. Like it's like fairly apart. Like it's like there's a lot. It's like not a lot of room for error in my head. Like see all this gap in between the houses. You know what I mean?
They went to the wrong house.
Yeah.
And but okay. Speaking, the reason why I brought that up is the new phone. I just picked it up at the store the same day I ordered it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I always do that with technology now. I don't.
Yeah, I
I'm
just
a little
picked it up in
scared
the
of
store.
shipping.
It's fine.
Well, see, if you get an Apple, you get to go to the Apple store and you're like, "Oh, I want the new iPhone, please!" And everybody starts clapping for you. They're like, "Ooh, everybody, he's got a new iPhone."
No, they don't.
No cap. They clap.
They don't.
For the first people, they do. And when they first release, they do.
Oh,
Really?
okay, the first person. No, Anita. He means like the first person to get the new phone in the entire
Like
country.
the release.
Yeah. Okay, he's capping.
I'm not
Okay.
capping. No, they actually do that too. If you're getting a MacBook in Korea, I'm not capping
Really?
about because like this is the thing.
Wow.
This is a meme for a while. They stopped doing it because it became a meme. But originally they were like, "Congrats on your new MacBook. Should he celebrate?" And if you say yeah, the Apple Store employee will start yelling, "Congratulations to this customer who just got the newest MacBook Pro with whatever configurations." And then all the Apple
would
Store
die.
employees will like, start clapping.
That's like asking, hey, congratulations to this person. If you want to mug them, this is what they got. That's what it sounds like to me.
I mean,
FYI.
Korea's pretty safe, so this is what you live with, I guess. That being said, I am a huge introvert, so yeah, no, I'm gonna be like, nah.
I would walk out of that store.
Yeah, I'm like, goodbye.
Please, no.
I'm not paying. Please, goodbye. You have your.
The only
Shame.
other thing I really wanted to bring up is like I talk about this with Warren and Anita before the episode started.
You
Is
do?
I feel like New Jeans' music is starting to feel to me a tiny
Wait, that
bit.
period? That's the statement?
New Jeans' music. The
Period.
dog
Wow. Oh, to
feels
that.
like it's a little indoctrinating lately, making me want to buy ads or go on TikTok or drink Coke
Yeah.
Zero or go to TikTok or buy an iPhone. Like it feels a little culty to me.
Why
I don't
are
know
you
why.
getting the connection between New Jeans and TikTok in particular? Elaborate, Ford.
Well, this ASAP song, they literally just start saying TikTok at one point in it.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. That thing.
I feel like there's one thing to add brands or references into your song, but you got to think the ETA was an iPhone commercial. They had the Coke Zero song. They did some other ad songs. They did Powerpuff Girls songs.
Yeah, New Jeans, New Jeans.
all these ad songs.
Yeah.
And we got a song that's referencing TikTok now. Like I don't know, is it going too far, or maybe I'm just like old person now?
No. We definitely talked about this when you were out because I remember talking about New Jeans by New Jeans, and it begins with the
branding.
commercial for their light stick, which was pretty prominent on all their like marketing photography leading up to the release of the EP. So like, you know, it was freshly baked into our heads. But yeah, I agree with you for the most part. Like it's
I'm okay with this comeback, but if we get another comeback in, let's say, 6-7 months, and there's 3 songs and all 3 are like ad songs, I don't know how I'm gonna feel at that point.
Here's the thing. There's a Korean idiom that goes along the lines of row your boat when the water is flowing in the river. You know what I mean? Like sometimes a drought happens, you can't row the boat even if you want to, you know? For New Jeans, they're out in the ocean. They're like, you know, rowing that boat as quickly as they can, you know? Sweeping in all that money.
While the iron is hot.
Right. They're striking while the iron is hot. That being said, if you want to look at this in the long run, doesn't hurt to slow down a little bit because life's like a marathon. It's not like a 100 marathon run all the time. You know what I mean?
100-meter run. 100 meter. 100 marathon.
Yes, 100
marathon run. You would die. Are you David Goggins or something, dude? You die.
No, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I agree with you. It was a little forward. Especially because there was a lot of commercial tracks between the last comeback and this comeback, like you mentioned. They did the McDonald's collab. They had the Coca-Cola campaign.
They did, yeah.
For people in Korea, like there was the whole SKT thing with the phone carrier. It feels a little in my face. Do I feel like it feels culty? I don't know about that.
I don't know. They've been doing a lot of chanty stuff. I think that's just me bugging a little, to be fair. No, but I heard for the final thing you wanted to talk about something, right?
This is actually a good pivot. Because this is also related to New Jeans. I like New Jeans. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I'm a little frustrated. Frustrated is not the word. I'm a little slightly mildly concerned about the over-commercialization, the overexposure of New Jeans. Not an issue yet, but potentially an issue soon. And I say very, very, very slight because so far I'm still very satisfied with their music. I still think their last EP has been one of the better EPs of the year for music in general. Not K-pop, just overall everything I've heard. Which I think that says a lot because K-pop is not a genre that works well in the format of a project, in the format of an album. This is a really cohesive, really strong 12-minute project. Is it short? Yes.
It's short.
Very short.
Yes. Is Get Up basically a demo song? Yes, it is. That's basically what it is.
Basically, yeah.
Are other songs also demos? Kinda, yes. Yeah.
ASAP a little bit, maybe.
But because all of those are so short and like they don't take time in like lingering, when all of that's put together, especially when there's a lot of shared similarities in terms of tonal balance and like mix and the arrangement and the genres and the sound styles, all of it works together really, really well. It's a short, jam-packed 12 minutes that I'm not really willing to complain about over here. That being said, I really do mean all of that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I want to make sure that this is like our opinion. You don't take our opinion as like a
very
fact.
Subjective.
Right. Like it's obviously very subjective. At the end of the day, if you're wanting to talk about music in terms of like objectivity, we could rank the tier list in terms of like BPMs.
Numbers. Yeah.
Like
numbers. Pure numbers.
Like S tier could be 150 and above. A tier could be like 140 to 150. You know what I mean? Like there's like not much you can do there. Like, sure, some songs are gonna have objectively better mixes because that's almost a mathematical thing sometimes. That's about it. So take our word with a little grain of salt. Use it to form your own opinions. Don't just take it with you know what I mean. Take it for face value.
We're not the law. Like this is not like we're not stating completely like. This is the only opinion there is to have about these songs.
Yeah. We forgot to mention that at the beginning of the last tier list. It was interesting. But anyways, I don't know. You got anything to add on to that, Doug? You're making a duck face right now, like it's 2012 again.
I just feel like okay, this is the old man statement, right?
No, go for it. We'll cut out whatever you need to later.
Regardless of what you think of a song, or regardless of what you think of other people's opinions on a song, you're entitled to your opinion as much as everyone's entitled to their own. If their prerogative. It is what it is. Especially on something as subjective as music, which is art form, right? Because art, like I think the Mona Lisa, like the historical context is cool, but I think the actual painting's kind of whatever, you know?
Oh,
Something like that.
oh,
I don't
fine
think-
art
I don't
people,
even
hot take, ooh.
I don't even think that's a hot take.
No,
To be fair.
plenty of people
It's just
share your,
it's
yeah.
preference. Yeah. There's a lot of preference into place.
So just keep things like that. Like, and also at the end of the day, right? We're just a bunch of people sitting at home talking about K-pop because we enjoy it, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah. So,
How about we not take K-pop too seriously? Is the main thing I'm trying to say.
no, yeah. Like, lot of people. One of the common feedback we get outside of our community is that, for better or for worse, or for good or for bad, we come off as music critics. Some people take that positively. They're like, oh, like they're so knowledgeable about music. They, they.
Bro, I don't know anything about music.
They're, they
honest.
take this cool approach to
I'm
talking
an
about music.
amateur. I'm an amateur.
And for other people, they're like, wow, they really don't know anything, and then they act like they know all about it, and they like, they're like, oh, they're acting like they're know-it-alls. And for the most part, I'm in my bedroom, Doug's in his bedroom. Like, I think it's pretty clear we're not music critics. Like,
We've never once tried to
this is a hobby
claim we knew
for
anything
fun.
about what was going on.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. Like all the shit I say about like the bass sounds good. Like I'm a bedroom producer, which means I do this as a hobby, which means I taught myself all of it. Which
Yeah,
means you should
hobby.
probably take it with like 5 grains of salt. But at the end of the day, I think what we're doing is we're providing a tool to help you look at certain things you probably didn't look at before. Because that's
Think about things. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Because I don't really think
Production.
about choreo until Anita brings it up
Choreography.
on the show. Yeah.
No, at the end of the day, I think as with most content creators, especially the K-pop ones, all we're serving is for you to be able to compare your opinions to ours, right? And then we're not saying either group's opinions is correct or not. We're just stating opinions. At the end of the day.
Share.
Yeah.
Just share.
Yeah.
And
That's
talk.
all I wanted to say. I feel like, and the only reason we're really having this conversation is like, some people were not very happy with the tier list, but it is what it is.
For full context, there's been an uptick in
Very angry commenters.
angry to
Like,
salty
straight
to
up.
sarcastic to just pissed off or somewhere in between. Which I mean, to a fair degree, I think that's typical. As a content creator, I feel like we first of all, we do benefit off of that. Second of all, I do think it's something that is unavoidable to a certain point. But
Right.
there has been an uptick, and I'm like, y'all guys. you gotta
It's not
chill.
even. They're like, I don't agree with you. It's gone further than that. I think lately some of the stuff people have been saying.
Yeah.
Things all that nice.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, if you leave a very well worded angry comment that's like making good points, I'll probably leave it up. Don't worry. But if you're like aggressively attacking Doug or Anita here, I'll probably take it down. Yeah.
Okay.
That being said, on a more positive note, we're gonna do SojuTalk versus ChatGPT round 2 next week.
Oh,
Shit.
you almost won.
No, I've
against
been making
ChatGPT.
questions in the background. I just couldn't get them ready this week, so.
Ooh.
Okay.
Round two.
This has been SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop, episode 246. I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me this week. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.